Hi, everyone. We have author Derron Rowan here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself.
Oh, okay. My name is Derron Rowan. And first, thank you for this opportunity to be within your book club members. I really appreciate that and your reach. God continue to bless you on that.
Thanks.
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. That's where Muhammad Ali, grew up, fought, and the world champion, the GOAT, the best ever.
Absolutely.
Um, Small, big city, wannabe. So I have two children, both females. They're not children, they're grown women. They be mad at me. They're 29 and 22. And I just work and looking forward to retirement soon and publish my first book this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And how long have you been writing?
Well, this is my first one, of course, but I have always been a fan of the arts way back from grade school with acting and poetry in high school was my thing. I used to love to write love poems, and my friends would call me soft or you just whatever, man, get out of that stuff, But I just love to write poetry, and actually had a poem published in our yearbook. And so I just always, just had that fascination and been drawn to it. And then this year, I wanted to, after experiencing some rough years leading to 2020, the Lord just allowed me to unveil a lot of myself in pages. So it just started from there. And then thank God it got published.
Okay. And tell us about your book.
Well, my book is called Mindset, a mindset of change. It is a manuscript that is a journey of inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. I have some very transparent moments in there and stories about my own life, my failures, some successes, and some biblical examples in there as well. So I just wanted the book to be something people can gravitate toward and realize that no matter what season you're in, you can come out of it and be a better person if you can fix this muscle here.
Okay. Now, being that this book is a personal book, how was it? How did you feel releasing it to the world on publishing day?
And it didn't. The fear hit before publishing day. The fear hit way before then. I have a chapter in here, and I talk about how I woke up one morning and I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. And I was probably like, maybe, I didn't know how long I was going to write. You know what I mean? It was just, I knew I didn't want a big toilet seat read. I knew I didn't want that.
Okay.
And so I woke up one morning, I just felt a power of fear over me and doubt. And, I went to my prayer closet and I went to cycle. I'm a big bicycler. And then just to clear my mind. And in doing that, I realized that what was holding me, that my blockage, my mental blockage that happened that morning was just fear, fear of what I was going to be, how I was going to be criticized, the purchase of the book, people there's going to think about me, of course, my bones are out the closet. And, just like people, how they would accept the challenge of challenging your own mind to be a better person. So, I actually talk about that, and it took some prayer and some more self-reflection to even write or type out the next sentence. Cause I was like, look, wait a minute, hold on for a second, but I just gave it over to God and just went for it.
Okay. Congratulations. Are you self-published?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. And I've learned some lessons on both sides of the coin on that. So no, I'm not.
Do you see yourself writing another book?
Definitely. I'm working on the workbook for this. And then there's a manuscript that was on my heart to write before this one, but I wasn't ready to write it at the time. And so I want to get back into that one now. And I feel like I can be that the Lord can use me for that message now. So yes, ma'am. This I have some continued work coming.
Okay, good. And what do you hope readers take away from reading this book?
Just a belief in yourself. I've gotten so many reviews from people I don't know, which is a really good thing about it, that it says, hey, I'm using this as a daily journal. I'm honest. I'll tell you the truth. When I wrote this manuscript, I really had no idea about the depth and the reach that pages really have to people. And because when I wrote it, it was just me trying to clear myself, and at the same time encourage others, motivate others. And in the midst of 2020, with everything going on, the COVID, all the stuff going on, the deaths, and then I'm from Louisville, so Breonna Taylor incident was happening, and people protesting and trying to get her rights for her and her family. There was a moment where I felt selfish, where I didn't want to release the book. I'm like, you know what, all this going on, and why should I? The focus needs to be on Miss Taylor, honestly, from Louisville, and then somebody told me, said, no, this is my mentor, said, no, this is why you need to release the book, because people need to hear some positivity, out of all the negativity going around. So when people get the book and I get the reviews and it's way more than I intended it for it to be, it blesses me. So I just want people to realize that to believe in yourself and give you the constant and continual encouragement and motivation to keep going.
Yeah. And where can we purchase your book?
It's on Amazon and it's on Barnes and Noble. But you can, there's a link I'm gonna give you. It's called mindsetthebook.com. One word, mindsetthebook.com. And it links directly to Amazon. So you can just put that link in and it take it right there.
Okay, thank you. How long did it take you to finish writing this?
Probably about 6 months.
Okay, that's not
6
bad.
months. Yeah, I mean, to me it was forever.
No, that's good. Your first book.
Well, thank you for saying it, because some people say, man, it took you that long. I talked to some publishers, oh, that's way too long. I'm like, but hey, it was a lot, because I want to do some research, and I just didn't want to put out, of course, you don't want to put out anything bad, I do a lot of research. I had to get some permission from some people that I quoted in the manuscript, and I had to find out what worked for me, when my mind was most creative, and like I said, overcoming some fear and some self-doubt and doing some research and, corralling stories that made the book interesting. So yeah, I thought 6 months was forever. I'm like, oh my God.
It's not. I hear 5 years. I put the book down and put my notepad down and didn't pick it up in 2 years. So yeah, that's good.
I heard that because, in the book, there are some things that I could have done better, right? Even though it was, I had it audited and proofread, right? But my mentor, somebody said, next time on your next work, put it down for 30 days. Don't touch it. And then go back. She said, because right now you're reading it and your mind is already finishing what you know it should say. So she was like, put it down for 30 days, come back to it, pick it up like it's fresh. And then your mind will reactivate some creative juices. And I'm like, it makes sense. So, maybe I should have went 7 months.
And how do you think being a writer has helped you as a person?
Growth and accountability. And not accountability because of what I put on them pages, but because I want to be my best version. You know what I mean? I want to be able to, even in my weaknesses and my failures, I still want to be able to give the world, or whoever's following me or listening to me, what I'm actually saying in this book. I want to be a liver and not of what I'm saying, what I'm promoting to you. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's been accountability, it's been a growth. And then the people that I'm studying from, it's amazing. It's amazing that the mindsets that I'm learning from and how this world is out there, that I feel like if I could have known this stuff in my 30s, where I could be, or how my life would be, learning from the Zig Ziglars and the Tony Robbins, the Eric Thomases, Les Browns. I play them guys every single day.
Okay.
And it's amazing just how the mind is your most important muscle. And so, that's where I'm at with that.
Okay. And where can we find you on social media?
My first and last name on Facebook is Derron Rowan. And then on Instagram, I'm under D, just DEE Rowan. That's my nickname.
Are you a reader as well?
I am more now than I was.
Okay.
I am now more than I was. I do a lot of the audibles. Mm-hmm. I have a two-hour commute to work, 1 hour up, 1 hour back, and so I do a lot of the audibles. And then in my downtime, I pick up my motivational, my books. I've always been drawn to T.D. Jakes. But now I know that there's so many more out there, that has the same message, not the same message, because T.D. Jakes is the man, but right. So like Loose That Man, that's probably my favorite book ever. I have Denzel Washington's book. My pastor wrote a book that I loved. It was like a book of sermons, really. And that really helped me out. It was called Detours to Greatness. Okay. Pastor Shule. And so, yeah, I read more than I did. I mean, you got to study, right?
Yes, you do. You do. And is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your book?
Get my book. I believe it in my heart that you'll love it. You'll enjoy it. It's an honest book. It's very transparent. And it's just not about my journey. It's about people's journeys who I've encountered. People who I know have survived domestic abuse. I have a chapter in there called Survivor Mindset. I have a chapter in the book called Belief, where, people are mogul, a mogul mindset, channeling, your inner side and everything that needs to happen to become a mogul in your field. Inspire mindset, all the chapters are a subtitle before mindset. Okay. And so it's just not a boring story of my life. There is some actual, knowledge in there.
Okay. I love your background.
You know what? Let me get some plugs real quick. Can I do it?
Yes, you can.
Let me tell you something. So when I went, and this is where I learned this part from the self-publishing company. It was a basic price. And of course, it shows you how to do everything yourself. But then the basic price, I had to pay somebody for all the advertising and all the marketing. And by the time I did that, and I have a procrastination spirit. I'm trying to get healed from that. I knew that if I had to do all that myself, it wasn't gonna happen. Yeah. Schedule work hours, 10 hours a day, it's not gonna happen. But thank God that I have people in my circle that can make these banners like this. Her name is Michelle. I'm not even gonna butcher her last name, but she has a company called Screenshots, and it's actually in my book, her company, Screenshot Studios. And then my friend took the picture for me.
Okay.
Put it on the book. His name is Rodney Pitts. So, and then this lady took her name is Candace Gentry. So they all work together to give me their best self so that I can look good.
Okay.
and present the book in a professional manner. So those three people, you know, I love them to death. They blessed me tremendously, and I wore them out. You know, they were sick of me, each one of them, but you know, they did a good job. So I appreciate, I had to give them that plug. Thank you.
I'm sure they understood. Now tell us about the quote on there.
This manuscript will continually give you inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. And actually, that is the foreword from my pastor in the book. But it's just saying that as you read this, it's going to give you the inspiration, it's going to give you the encouragement, it's going to give you the motivation that you need. And I tell you again, I really had no thought of all of this until he wrote that. And then when I had it reviewed by another book club, and they gave me that same different review, but something like that, I was like, well, thank you, God, because that wasn't what the purpose, I didn't think, was, you know. So because I wanted people to understand, you know, really that look, you can achieve greatness. Your background might be different. You might see that person on social media that you know you don't covet, you're not jealous of, but seeing them all the time win can be exhausting and draining. But you can do that. You know, you really do have the same amount of hours that I do in the day. What are you going to do? You know, when I read Mr. Gates' story and how he didn't sleep all daggone day, you know, just to accomplish his dreams when he was starting his company, you know, that kind of stuff is like, okay, okay, put the Xbox controller down.
Yes.
What are you going to do? You know, I mean, come out the club on Friday night. Go study. Go do something. You know, when somebody put in my spirit that, hey, D, you've been driving back and forth to work for 22 years. Well, then it was 20 years, 2 hours a day, an hour up and an hour back. You could have had your degree by now in your car. I wanted to smack myself because he was right. He was right. And so coming out of 2019, I said, I got to make some changes in my life, you know, and I started to, you know, get into the audiobooks, you know, put different things in my mind, cut off the same rap that I know that sounds forward and backwards. Okay, what are you doing? What are you putting in my mind? So I wanted to change my nutrients that I was putting in there, you know, do some different results. And that's what all of that means.
Nice.
You know?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very inspirational. Yes.
I want to be.
I love your story.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Derron, thank you again for joining me.
I appreciate you too. I really do. And good luck with your massive growing.
Thank you. All right, everyone. That was author Derron Rowan telling us about his book. Make sure you go purchase a copy and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video below.